Coming up on First at 4, Jared Kushner becomes the highest-ranking member of the Trump administration to testify before the House committee investigating the January 6th assault on the Capitol. And if you're an art lover and happen to be in Leslie County, a new Van Gogh Garden is now available for you to enjoy.
And the storms are long gone, but some showers will remain with us into tonight, so no starry night, unfortunately. I've got the very latest on the way. First at 4 is next.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, Jared Kushner, a senior advisor to his father-in-law, former President Donald Trump, became the highest-ranking member of the administration and first member of the Trump family to testify before the House committee investigating the January 6th assault on the U.S. Capitol. CBS's Skylar Henry has more from Capitol Hill.
Jared Kushner sat for a virtual hearing with the committee investigating the January 6th assault on the U.S. Capitol. Kushner was returning from an overseas trip at the time of the attack, but committee members believe he may still have relevant testimony. Committee Chairman Benny Thompson said, "You didn't have to be in Washington to know what was going on. I don't think anybody would not say he would have some knowledge of the plans around what would occur."
Hi, everyone.
The White House says President Biden will not assert executive privilege for Kushner's testimony.
The president has spoken to the fact that January 6th was one of the darkest days in our country's history, and that we must have a full accounting of what happened to ensure that it never occurs again.
The same is true for Kushner's wife, Ivanka Trump, who the committee is negotiating with for her testimony. The January 6th committee is also looking to bring in Ginny Thomas, the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, following revelations that she worked with the Trump White House to try to overturn the 2020 election. CBS News obtained text messages between Thomas and White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows showing coordination, including this one just after the election saying, "Do not concede. It takes time for the army who is gathering for his back." House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is among many Democrats calling for Thomas to recuse himself from cases involving the January 6th assault.
If your wife is an admitted and proud contributor to a coup of our country, maybe you should weigh that in your ethical standards.
Thomas was the sole justice to rule against the National Archives releasing Trump White House documents to the January 6th committee. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
CBS News has learned the committee is also looking into who funded some of the groups who carried out the assault on the U.S. Capitol. Well, do you want to take a vacation this spring or summer? You might want to hear this COVID-19 news first. The CDC now says cruises do not pose an increased travel risk, but it suggests checking out individual ship health guidelines and getting fully vaccinated against COVID-19 first. 21 states are also suing the Biden administration to end the transportation mask mandate before it expires on April 18th. Amid these changes, experts say to be ready for the Omicron subvariant to increase cases. Americans who do not consider themselves male or female will soon have a new option on their passports. Starting next month, citizens can use X as a gender marker. That's according to a statement from Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who says this is an attempt to be, quote, respectful of individuals' privacy while advancing inclusion. The official designation of the X marker is unspecified or another gender identity. The X is expected to be available on other forms sometime in 2023. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Thursday afternoon. The Dow closes down more than 550 points. We'll have more financial news in our next half hour.
Well, the good news, it's quieter than what we were dealing with this time yesterday. However, we still have some shower chances, overcast with us, and it's also still a little breezy out there. Not as crazy as last night, but you'll still feel it as you walk out the door. Mountain Parkway at Slade, we're all overcast. All is quiet on the Parkway at this hour. We head on down I-75 at London. Again, all is quiet. Interstate moving smoothly, but the overcast is building back in. Wind gusts now out of the west. We're gusting between 25 and 30 in many spots. However, It's nothing like we were seeing last night when we had some gusts in the state, at least, above 70 miles an hour. Many of our highest gusts here were in the 50s last night. Temperatures, well, cold air continues to work in. Many of our eastern communities, they've seen a little bit more sunshine up into the 70s this afternoon. Well, that cold front's moving on through, and we're falling now at 59 in Hazard, 57 Jackson, 51 London, and 46 in Somerset. The cold air is moving back in. The good news, it's a clean sweep on pinpoint Doppler, but you see those clouds building in yet again. All of the yesterday's system pushing off to the east. You see tornado watches and warnings near the Raleigh, North Carolina area, where they've got obviously some severe weather going on right now. For us, keep that WYMT weather app handy, because while we're finished with the big severe weather threats of last night, and even then we didn't have a ton, showers will still be possible as we head into the overnight, as we continue to cool down into the 40s overnight. I'll have the very latest on when things look to get a little bit sunnier coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. An artistic place for people to enjoy in Leslie County is now available. City officials unveiled the completed Van Goghs Garden. WYMT's Chas Jenkins shows us the masterpiece.
The new Van Goghs Garden is behind Hyden City Hall. Community members gathered to take part in showcasing the artwork and opening a new area to the public, serving as a new hangout spot for the city of Hyden. Local artist Derek Lewis painted the Vincent van Gogh inspired mural. The medium used to bring the piece to life was spray paint. The project was spearheaded by Mayor Carol Joseph, whose favorite artist is Van Gogh. Yesterday's ribbon cutting saw more than 60 people come out and support Lewis's work. Mayor Joseph says she plans to have more murals painted around the city.
Mainly, I'm looking for funds for it. We have the artist, and we have a building actually, so I'm looking for funds to do another one.
Lewis began the project back in September and says he would be happy to work on any other murals the city has planned. In Hyden, Chas Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
We are told it took a total of 80 hours to complete this during the span of several months. The American Heart Association hosted a STEM event for high school girls from 6 schools in Clay, Knox, and Laurel counties today. The students heard from industry leaders and got to engage in fun, hands-on activities. The goal is to empower female students to pursue a career in STEM while giving them the tools and resources they need to pursue their dreams and live healthy lives.
There were fewer women involved in the careers that would allow for that to happen. So there's really a discrepancy. Half the population's female, half the population is not in STEM careers. And so this was an opportunity to encourage girls early on to explore STEM options.
The students came from Knox Central, North and South Laurel, Redbird, Lynn Camp, and Clay County. We'll have more on this tonight at 6. Women are leading the way in the agriculture industry. 2017 census data shows they now represent nearly 40% of the farm workforce. A change is happening on farms across the U.S. Census data from the USDA shows more women are calling the shots in agriculture. In 2017, women-operated farms made up a whopping 56% of all farms, and the number of women producers increased 27% compared to 2012.
I have felt like the industry is looking for opportunities to give women a seat at the table.
Whether the job brings you to the boardroom or the fields, a change is happening in the world of agriculture. Women who appreciate food and where it comes from are paving the way unapologetically. Well, straight ahead, we wrap up Severe Weather Alert Awareness Month by giving you a sneak peek at a new WYMT documentary, March 2nd, 10 years later.
And a few more showers could work into our direction as we head into later tonight. We've got the very latest on what next.